Hi, I'm Daniel Andrews, owner and creator of Andrewsfootball.com, and with the 2019 NFL Draft, there's going to be some trades. All right, this is my trade video because in my mock draft, I'm not doing trades. But there is some trades that's going to happen, and I'm going to break down some of them that I see coming. Okay, first of all, the first pick in the draft. I actually think Arizona's going to go ahead and take Kyler Murray. There's been a lot of talk about, are they going to trade down? The Raiders like him, the Giants like him. Ultimately, I think Arizona's going to go ahead and take him. And here's the thing. They don't have to trade Rosen. A lot of people feel like they got to get rid of Rosen. I did immediately, but now I'm thinking, why not bring them both into training camp? Somebody gets hurt, go ahead and trade them then. You can get what you want. Here's another thing. Is Rosen... Why not have him start day one? And you can increment Kyler Murray in sporadically. Kyler Murray can play a few plays a game while he gets used to the NFL. This could be a rebuilding project. You don't need to start Kyler Murray day one. You can have him come in a few plays a game till he gets used to it. And if Rosen succeeds, great. Then you can trade him for something better. If he doesn't succeed, you can still trade him. You're just not going to get as much for him. You're kind of rolling the dice here. But is there going to be a team that just blows you away with a blockbuster deal for Rosen after you take Murray? Probably not. But you can go ahead and have Rosen look good in preseason. Heaven forbid a team get their quarterback hurt. But if it does happen, hey, this guy's available. Where's your number one at? So I think Arizona's going to stay at one, but the first trade I see happening is the New York Giants and the New York Jets. Now, I think the Jets have been made public that they want extra draft picks. The Jets do not have a pick in the second round here, as I'm going to bring this up here. They have a pick in the first, two in the third. But they really want to pick in the second round. Anytime you have a team that brings in a brand new regime, they want to bring in their own players. So they really want to have as much turnover in the roster as possible. So more draft picks really helps them out. So the Giants, who of course got extra draft capital with the OBJ trade, try saying that 10 times fast, they have an opportunity to go ahead and make some moves here. Here's how I think this is going to break down. I think the Giants are going to give up the 6th pick in the draft, the 32nd pick in the draft, and 108th pick in the draft. It's going to be a first, a second, and a fourth, and then they're going to flip-flop with the Jets. The Jets are going to get the 6th pick in the draft. So, in my opinion, I think the Giants like Dwayne Haskins, the local kid. So the way I think the draft will go is I think it'll go Kyler Murray, Nick Bosa, Dwayne Haskins, and then I like Drew Lock still going at 4. I don't think the Raiders are going to trade up to 2 because in their eyes they can still get a premier player. If this is the way the draft works, this is perfect for the Jets because remember they tried signing Anthony Barr and he went ahead and went back to Minnesota. This is a perfect opportunity because at 6, here's what you can get. If the draft works out like this, you can get Quinnen Williams, Josh Allen, or Montez Sweat. Do you take Montez Sweat at 3? Probably not, but do you trade him at 6? Why not? If Josh Allen's not there, but let's say Josh Allen is there at 6, you could have taken him at 3. You get him at 6, plus you get some extra draft picks. Or you can take Quinnen Williams available. There's some really good players, especially if 3 quarterbacks are gone. Let me throw out another wild card. Andre Dillard. Take him at the left tackle. Day 1 starter for the Jets. He's a guy who's a plug-and-play guy. Maybe take him at 6. You don't want to take him at 3. Take him at 6, and then you still got that extra draft capital. Now, the Raiders, I think, are going to stay at 4, but the next trade I see is Detroit and Miami. Now, if you don't know already, Matt Patricia and Brian Flores worked together. They were actually colleagues from 2004 up until, 2 years ago because Matt Patricia took over for the Detroit Lions head coach last year. But they've been colleagues for a long time. So I think that a trade between these two teams makes a lot of sense for me. And the reason why I see it is because Miami needs quarterback. Daniel Jones is the last first-round quarterback I think that will go. And if you got your quarterbacks going at 1, 3, and 4, you got to trade up to get this guy. And I think 8 is the perfect spot. And the reason why is that Tampa Bay's not going to take a quarterback. The Jets now are not going to take a quarterback. Jacksonville's not going to take a quarterback. So you're safe trading up at 8. Now, Miami needs draft picks, but because these two guys have worked together, here's what I think will happen. I think they'll flip-flop third-round picks this year. And the way that would work is that Miami would end up getting Detroit's third-round pick, which would be at 88. So basically, Miami would move down 10 spots. And I think in Detroit would move up 10 spots, and I think Miami would give up a 2020 third-round pick. And this is good because you're Miami, you need that extra pick. And if you're Detroit, you're thinking to yourself, hey, this could be a top 5 third-round pick, so why not go ahead and get some extra draft capital? So what did both teams take? Well, I see Miami taking Daniel Jones, and at 13, I think Detroit can play dealer's choice and take the best possible offensive lineman. They could go either Jonah Williams or Cody Ford. I think they go Cody Ford, put him in a day one starter at guard, becomes a monster. You could also take Jonah Williams, lower floor, not as high a ceiling as Ford, but a very safe pick. They went with SEC last year in Ragnow. Awesome player, so why not go SEC again? I think they go that route because I think they want to build up that offensive line, but 8's too rich, 13 maybe still a little rich, but you're getting a plug-and-play player who's going to be a very, very, very good player. So this is how I see the trading going down. Flip-flop third-round picks, all right? Detroit actually moves up 10 spots in the third round this year, and I think Detroit will also get Miami's 2020 third-round pick. Next trade that I think will happen is between the Carolina Panthers and the Cincinnati Bengals. What did I just say about the Jets? That when you have a new regime, you want to go ahead and get as many players as you can. Cincinnati needs an influx of players. Carolina, they're switching from a 4-3 to a 3-4. I originally had them go and tackle, but I'm gonna go ahead and change my mind here. I think that they're going to go with a pass rusher. So what they're going to do is they're going to trade up to 11. And here's how the trade goes down. Carolina moves up to 11. They give up picks 77 and 115. So they're going to give up a third and a fourth. Now, if you're Cincinnati, you're thinking, hey, they got 10 draft picks, but 5 of them are in the 6th round. So they go ahead and give 2 of those up, the 198th and the 213th pick. That way, Carolina gets some picks. They're later in the round. Cincinnati, what are you going to do? A 5-6 round draft pick. So you give away 2, and you get those extra draft picks earlier on in the draft. So here's what you get if you're the Carolina Panthers at 11. Montez Sweat, the defensive end / outside linebacker, combine winner. And here's the thing, he replaces Julius Peppers, another freak of nature athlete. So you're getting a freak of nature replacing a freak of nature. This guy can play defensive end or outside linebacker. You bring in Bruce Irvin for a year, kind of teach him the tricks of the trade. And then, boom, 2020, he's your day one starter. You keep Bruce Irvin around, or you let his contract slip, get somebody else. Cincinnati Bengals at 11, I think they want linebacker, but 11's really rich for a linebacker. But they pop back down to 16, Devin Bush out of Michigan. And is 16 still too high for Devin Bush? My original draft, I have him going 11. 16's not bad. However, you beat Pittsburgh, because Pittsburgh is also very interested in this guy. So at 16, you go ahead and you steal one from Pittsburgh. You also get some extra picks. Carolina can also go offensive line in the 2nd round, which I think they're going to do. My final trade I think will happen involves my Kansas City Chiefs and the Seattle Seahawks. Now, the Seattle Seahawks need draft picks, all right? And the Kansas City Chiefs have an additional 2nd round draft pick. So this is how I see the trade going. I think the Seattle Seahawks will get a lot of draft picks from the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs are probably thinking to themselves, hey, we need a guy for the future, but somebody who could also help out a little this year. So here's how I see the trade going. The Seattle Seahawks will give up the 21st pick and the 84th pick, their third-round pick. Kansas City will give up the 29th pick, which is their first round, the 63rd, their second round pick. Chiefs have 61st and 63rd, so they get the bottom one. The 92nd pick, because basically what's going to happen is they're going to flip-flop third-round picks. And Seattle's also going to get a 6th-round pick, the 201st pick in the draft. So Seattle's going to get 4 picks, so Kansas City can move up in the first round, and then they'll also move up in the third round. So Kansas City's going to move up in two draft spots, the first round and the third round. This is very confusing. So Kansas City Chiefs will get the 21st pick in the draft instead of the 29th. They'll move up 8 spots in the first round. Then they'll also move up 8 spots in the third round. In return, Seattle's going to go ahead and get a second-round pick and a 6th-round pick. This is a win-win for both teams, okay? The Kansas City Chiefs, with the 21st pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, will take Clyde Farrell, defensive end out of Clemson. And the reason why they like this kid is because this guy has all the intangibles that you want. This is a smart kid, graduated in 2.5 years. This is an intelligent kid. People are going to think that he's going to play a lot. He's really not going to play a lot this year. Okay, and I know what you're going to say. What about Okafor? What about Breland Speaks? All these guys are good players, but you can never have enough good pass rushers. And switching from a 3-4 to a 4-3, you want defensive ends. So Okafor and Agba, they're great players, but why not add another guy who can learn? Because one thing about Andy Reid, he doesn't like playing rookies. I keep telling people this. They're going to trade up, but Farrell's not going to play a lot year one. He's a guy for the future. Seattle at 29, the guy, now they can go in a variety of different directions here. They could actually trade down again, but let's say they stay at 29. I actually like the local kid, Byron Murphy. Put him in that corner. You're in a division where you're playing the Rams. You got the 49ers who are building up an offense, and all of a sudden you got the number 1 pick, Kyler Murray coming. So get another corner. Get an athletic kid. I know he didn't wow people at the combine, but he's a playmaker. He's tough. Local kid, I think that'll really help out. You can never have enough good corners when you're playing against the Rams twice a year. So those are some trades I see happening. What I'm going to do is I'm redoing my mock draft completely, and I'm going to break down some of the new picks I have versus some of my old picks. Let me know what you think. So, listen, I know it's a little longer than I would have liked, but I had a lot of content to get off my chest. So, listen, if you're already a subscriber to Andrews Football, you already know you're one of the greatest people on planet Earth. However, if you're new to my channel, you love mock drafts, you love trades, or just awesome hats, I got a great idea here. There's a button right here. Check it out. Bam! Hit that button. Become one of the greatest people on planet Earth. Wait till tomorrow where I'm going to do some more draft talk. I'll see you tomorrow.